Hey guys, Paul from paulmanager.com. I wanted to enter my blog topic this week, and it's about the different roles that we play, the different masks that we wear, and the different emotions that we play out through different circumstances. And they're all related. It sounds like I said three different things, but they're all connected. And when we live our lives, we go through different emotions. As we go through different experiences, each experience may demand a separate kind of emotion. We might be happy one moment, we might be sad another one. But when we go through these different emotions, it's kind of hard to identify which is a representation of your authentic self. I feel like right now I'm very happy, but is this me? Because like a minute ago I was very angry. So which one is me? And these are it's just how we live our lives. But the problem with doing that is that sometimes we get attached to one emotion and we become that. We become, we might be happy one moment, but we're more likely to be a negative persona, in the rest of the time. We're always the angry individual. And when people perceive us, they be like, yeah, that guy's angry. He's happy right now, but he's just happy because he's laughing at someone. He's got a negative outlook, and he likes to only laugh at others and point the finger at other people, So that becomes who they think they are. And I do mean that, because it's not them. It's not really them. It's just something that we get lost. We get lost amongst these different emotions, and we create a confusion and an anxiety within. And in doing that, it's hard to be your true self, and it's hard to see people as their true selves. So we start to judge them. We start to think, yeah, okay, now this he's always a mad person. He's the mad person. He's the depressed person. She's the happy one. We can say all sorts of things, but these are just masks. And each mask is an act based on an act or a role that we're playing. And we wear these masks because we're hiding something. We're hiding something within. We don't want to be transparent. Some of us are open books, but at the same time, deep down, who is your true self? When you ask a lot of people, what do you want to do with your life, or what do you want? They find it difficult to answer. Even the people who do come up with an answer, that say they want to be a lawyer, for example, a lot of them go through the schooling, they pass the bar exam, and they don't want to do that. I've actually, about 3 or 4 people that I know have written the bar exams and resigned like right away. That's the quickest career in law that they had. So just finding that it wasn't for them. So I know we go through different stages in life, and we grow and we evolve, we take on new interests, but when you're not able to answer who your true self is, it's because you're not connecting with your authentic self, your true being. And in order to do that, you have to remove several masks, layers and layers and layers of different masks, just to get into your true self. And the quickest and easiest way to remove all the layers is by connecting with the opposite of fear, because these masks are there as a fear. They're to parade a false sense of confidence, or a false persona, as I was saying. So the quickest way to overcome fear is by looking at what's the opposite of fear. I know most of you guys already know the answer, but it's not confidence, it's love. When you love, you're vibrating to such an extent that you don't care. Whatever's in your way, nothing's going to stop you, because you feel it. You feel it not from the mind, but you feel it from the heart. And when you lead through the heart, you're going to push right through. So when you feel love, you're in it's a different state of consciousness. Your auric and your energetic field is vibrating to such an extent that nothing's going to stop you, right? So when you're able to do that, you can remove all the masks and you can start to be your authentic self. This is actually interesting. I'm talking about this today, although this was a blog topic that I had written a while ago. But this morning I was talking to a client, and he was telling me about anxiety. He was telling me about how he feels, and he's being transparent with me, but not to a full extent, because what he was telling me was that he's insecure, he's very shy. When he feels that he has to talk in front of people, he feels like he's going to fall over, like he's going to collapse. And he's very fearful of people perceiving him in a certain way. When he comes into the room late, for example, he's going to think, yeah, there he's late, now he's going to have to work. He came up with this whole scenario, and I was like, yeah, but no one cares about that. If you show up late to an event or something, people look at you and they'll either say hi or they'll continue on with their own business. And he's telling me all this stuff, and then he started going on and telling me about his eyes are too small, or he's got a tooth missing in the back, and then people are going to see it and think that he looks funny. I was looking at him, and I was just thinking, man, I always looked at this guy, such a cheerful person, such a calming to me. He calms me down, right? I'm a high energy guy, and he really calms me down. And he's on the other end, thinking that he's not thinking that he's an anxious, insecure individual. And I was like, man, you need to like understand that that's not you. You may be feeling insecure for the moment. You might be feeling anxious for the moment, but these are not who you truly are. Your true self is deep within. And the only way you can connect with that is, like I said, through self-love. And he's like, he looked at me, he's like, yeah. I was like, do you not love yourself? He goes, I don't think I do. I was like, yeah, you can, because you're denying yourself all these beautiful things, man. Your smile, whether you're missing a tooth in the back or not, your smile lights up your whole face. And you think your eyes are small. I've never even noticed that. You know, like, he thinks these silly little things, and he's identifying himself with these masks, you know, this false persona. It's not him. So I was talking to him about that, so I give him an exercise. I go, what you need to do is write a list. You guys at home could do that as well. Just write a list of all your fears and all your insecurities and look at it. And just think which one of these is actually a representative of your true self. Not your character of who you are being for the moment. I'm just Paul for the moment, right? But is this my true self, you know? I too am playing a role, you know? Sometimes I'm, you know, sad, mad, whatever. You just saw me yesterday. But write that list down and write down what it is that your insecurities and your fears are. And then write down what your attributes are that you're really proud about, and the stuff that make you feel inspired and make you feel great about who you are. That's what you want to resonate with. That's what where you want to be at all times, right? And then another exercise is actually looking in the mirror and just spending time staring at yourself directly in the pupils and just not staring to looking away, and just saying either out loud or to yourself that I love you. Just keep saying that to yourself, and then connect with that energy, and you start to radiate that energy from within, and it comes out, and you start to remove the masks, right? So anyways, I don't want to babble on too much. I hope that helps. Read my blogs at my website, www.paulnijar.com. Last name is spelled Nijar. See ya.